So let's talk about the movie. What is the movie about, and why isn't it a love story?
Well, it's real depressing. Number one, I mean, it's we kind of always went into it being like it's a romantic. It's really a coming of age story masquerading as a romantic comedy. The romantic comedy as we know them are all terrible, with almost no exception. Nowadays they suck, and they're not. It's like guy meets girl. There's a bullshit obstacle, like the Yankees and the Mets. Oh my God, how can they make that work? And then they go to the zoo and an animal attacks, and then they break up, and then they come back together, and that's your movie, right? And the only reason why they make them is because they can put movie star A and movie star B, and that's it. And so we all hate those movies. And I was getting really mad because I was suffering, and there was no movie that made in the last 30 years that was speaking to what I was going through. And so that's where a lot of the juice came from. That's where I was like, oh, let's screw Hollywood and make one of these that's real. But then I realized while I was doing it that I was writing about myself, and I watch a lot of movies, and pop culture is sort of all up in my grill. So the story was being told warped through, it was super warped through the mind of this person who was expecting things to be like they are in the movies with his real life. And so that's kind of what we married this perspective thing. He's telling you the story, so all the information that you get is from his perspective. He doesn't know anything about her. That is the problem. If he knew more about her, this probably wouldn't go so bad. But he's only seeing what he wants to see. And once we sort of married that, we were allowed to do, all of a sudden, when he has sex with the girl, the next day, it's the greatest day ever, and there's bluebirds, and it's a dance number, and everybody's like, what's up? And we were able to get away with some of that stuff just because, we kind of sell this idea from the beginning that, everything you're seeing is coming from his perspective, and he has a very warped perspective.